To quote Warren Buffett, let's do the following quiz. Suppose you're going to eat hamburgers all through your life and you're going to be buying them over and over in the next 5 years. Do you want the price of hamburgers to go up or down? Aware that the question answers itself. You're going to be buying hamburgers. You want the price to go down. Okay. Suppose you're going to be buying automobiles over the next 5 years. Do you want the price of automobiles to go up or down? And bear in mind, you're not an automobile manufacturer. And you say, well, naturally, I want the price to go down. And then Buffett says, now the final exam. Suppose you're going to be investing for the next several years. Do you want the price of the stocks to go up or down? And everybody gets this one wrong. It's only people who are withdrawing in the next year who want stocks to go up. And I think that this quote by Warren Buffett, credit where credit is due, is at the center of what's happening right now. When we look at the volatility in stocks and we look at the volatility in cryptocurrency, I think that the people who are, the masses, the bulls who do the running, the bears who do the bearing, I think that it's very telling to see the mentality of essentially the community and how the public space tends to respond to the cryptocurrency various. Speaking as somebody who's been paying attention to crypto for quite a long time, now this isn't my first rodeo. I'm sure that plenty of people who've been involved with cryptocurrency could say the same. It's interesting to see all the weak hands leaving the space, and I mean, good riddance. The fact of the matter is that we need strong hands. We need these bad actors to leave the space, and I think that this is a good starting point where we're going to be exploring the topic of this video. So I think this video will be a great opportunity for us to get real and honestly have a down-to-earth conversation about what the honest future of cryptocurrency can be. So if you want my honest opinion regarding where we could actually see Bitcoin, it definitely requires taking into consideration the overall context of how we've been seeing crypto coming along up until this point. Now, this is an intrinsically connected conversation that goes all the way across the entire history of, realistically, you have to put this thing into context. I think that this says it all. We're on the cusp of Internet 3, and this is something that's been on my mind a lot. It's thinking about the future of the Internet and essentially how people are going to be interacting in the cyberspace world, and how that's actually going to look dramatically different from the way that people currently perceive their usage of the internet. The fact of the matter is that the development of blockchain and all these different things poses a direct consequential paradigm shift that's essentially going to send shockwaves through all over. So, first of all, definitely like to start off this video by just giving a big fat congratulations to everybody who had enough foresight to be able to make money in this market as things currently are, and for people out there who are losing money, I mean, it's always important to look at why you keep losing, because there's people who are winning in cryptocurrency every single day, regardless of what we're seeing in terms of market cap. But I think that this video will be a great opportunity for us to talk about the broader implications of seeing Bitcoin dominance rising, even in the wake of seeing the value of Bitcoin fall. And essentially, I think a big mistake that a lot of people make when they analyze the culmination of these different variables and they make their assessment, they fail to recognize that what happens when we're seeing money leaving the market, essentially with altcoins in particular, people have a tendency to run to Bitcoin, and this isn't necessarily a reflection of Bitcoin's, it's neither a pro nor a con, but when we talk about Bitcoin, it's important to remember the whole concept of value versus perceived value, and I think that this is a very interesting developing topic as the cryptocurrency space continues to grow traction, is a more center of people's focus. 21 million Bitcoins. 21 million Bitcoins. I keep saying this to myself. I actually, this gets me to sleep at night. I sleep with a smile on my face at night thinking about 21 million Bitcoins. And I guess the question of the day is how many Bitcoins will you have? And of course, at some point, all these 21 million Bitcoins are, the ones that can be accounted for, at least. Of course, but you know what I mean. At some point, the finite amount of Bitcoin, people are going to be missing out and remembering days like today. And of course, now we're starting to see a little bit of a return to a little bit more of a happy place. Now, of course, Bitcoin finally making it out of that $3,000. Basically, it was trapped around that $3,000 space for quite a bit of time. And of course, it's definitely interesting with Bitcoin. Well, at least talk of Bitcoin futures on the horizon. Definitely Q1 of 2019, and with this attention that we've been recently seeing thrown Bitcoin's way, regarding this Bloomberg, this sort of Cointelegraph article, and I think that it's definitely a telling sign of the future. And of course, we've been seeing this great YouTuber here, Altcoin Daily, actually made this great video. Gotta give him credit for bringing this to my attention. So I'll include a link to his video in the description below. It's titled "The One Thing in Crypto Nobody's Saying." And this is a really interesting perspective that takes into consideration the interesting overlap that is definitely something that's worth bringing up. I think that my audience definitely appreciates this sort of noticing these sort of anomalies, and how they're essentially connected to the way that these different things go. And I think one of the fundamental things that's mentioned is the fact that nobody minds price manipulation when we're the ones benefiting from it, but people tend to be all up in arms about it when obviously they're the ones losing money. But it's just something to pay attention to, bringing up this sort of in the light of the different variables that we've been seeing involving the cryptocurrency market. It definitely stands to reason that we could be expecting to see some interesting shifts in the cryptocurrency space, in particular as we see a lot of these different variables coming to the forefront. I think that it was just something interesting to bring up, because there are a huge amount of parallels that could be brought up between Bitcoin and gold, and at some point we are going to hit that inevitable point in history where all the Bitcoins are going to be divided amongst us, and it's going to be interesting. I mean, because I just think of it, in 100 years, do you really think that Bitcoin's going to be going for $4,000? Contingent on the fact that there's still people who even care about money. But I'm just saying, in 100 years, when all the Bitcoins are divided among people all around the world, in various different USBs and so forth, and on different computers, and some of it's lost in various corners of the internet, and I think I could envision a day in the future when Bitcoin will be worth the amount of money that it's gifted in the John McAfee predictions. So I would call me a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I think that there's definitely some potential in store for Bitcoin, in particular when you look at a multitude of different variables that are coming together in such a short amount of time, and of course Bitcoin futures being at the forefront of this list. And I'm very excited because we're actually going to be making a video that's going to be diving in deep and exploring a lot of the different intricate variables that are really coming together in the terms of what we're seeing happening involving the paradigm shift that is cryptocurrency. But we're still fairly early in the game, and I'm sure next year won't be that easy too. I mean, I think that it's going to take a while for all these things to come together in terms of regulations and all these things. But it's interesting to see some movement happening again, and people looking on the bright side. So obviously, remember, I'm not your dad. This video is not advice. This video is for entertainment, educational purposes. But remember, I think that it is interesting just to point out that there is this finite amount of Bitcoin that could be out around in the world, and I think that that's definitely something that's going to be playing into its favor, as far as these things moving forward. But no, that's just my thought on the subject, and I hope you guys have a good day, and also remember to subscribe.